Welcome back to Bazaar Morning Call. We kickstart the day expecting the markets to open in the red, given the kind of cues we have from the GIFT Nifty. But be that as it may, we have lots of business updates that have come through. So let's get straight to it. Abhishek is joining in first up to tell us how Bajaj Finance's numbers looked. Abhishek, over to you.
Well, Bajaj Finance, the RBI diktat has actually led to weak business momentum this time around. Take a look at new loans. They are down more than 20% quarter-on-quarter due to RBI diktat on their e-com as well as Insta EMI cards. So this is the highest decline on a sequential basis that you are seeing in last 15 quarters. Hence, the cross-sell rate has also dipped a lot. It's the lowest in last 11 quarters, coming in at 5.5% versus 6.66% YOY and about 7.5% in the previous quarter. Customer base is at 8.36 crore, which is up 21% YOY and about 4% sequentially. The deposit momentum has slowed down a bit. So sequentially, they used to grow anywhere north of 5%, but this time it's up only 3.6% quarter-on-quarter. AUM growth remains steady on a YOY basis at 33.5%. Sequential growth of 6.3% quarter-on-quarter is perhaps one of the lowest that you are seeing in last 5 quarters. Back to you.
Okay, all right, Abhishek. Thanks a lot for that. Well, let's hop across to Ekta. She's here to tell us about Cipla. Morning, Ekta.
Thanks for that. Well, yes, I'm watching Cipla. I expect the stock to probably be in the red today. That is because their Patalganga facility got inspected by the US FDA from March 28 till the 4th of April and was issued 6 observations by the US FDA, and hence we could probably see some amount of pressure on the stock. Don't know what the nature of the observations are, but 6 would probably be a number which would probably deter the street a little bit.
All right, Lisa, thanks very much for that. IndusInd Bank is the next one that we're hopping across to. Abhishek has got details. Abhishek, morning.
Morning, Prashant. So it's a bit of mixed bag coming in from IndusInd Bank with respect to the business momentum. Now, deposit growth at 14.4% YOY is perhaps one of the highest that you are seeing in last 3 quarters, and sequential growth of 4.3% is the highest in last 11 quarters. However, CASA ratio is one of the lowest that you are seeing in last 6-7 years, that is 27 quarters, and first time it's below 38% as well. So 37.9% is what they have clocked versus 38.5% in the previous quarter. So expect the cost of funds to remain elevated at previous quarter or even higher if they have replaced the deposits with bulk deposits. Advances growth is on the lower side. YOY it's up 18.3%, which is the lowest in last 6 quarters. Sequential growth is at 4.8%, one of the highest in last 4 quarters. So CD ratio actually jumped up to 89.1% versus 88.7% in the previous quarter. Back to you.
All right, thanks a lot for that. Well, Kalyan Jewellers came out with its business update just a while back. Mangalam is here to get us up to speed on that. Mangalam, over to you.
It's a shining quarter, glittering, so to say, because 34% revenue growth is what the company has reported. And for India, the revenue growth is 38%. And it's led by strong same-store sales growth. The company says that their 4th quarter same-store sales growth was the highest that they've seen in FY24 itself. They've added 10 new Kalyan showrooms. 9 of them are via the franchise route. This is something that the company has been saying to expand their retail operations. Middle East, which is about 14% of their revenues, that's grown 14% as well. So that's taken the overall revenue growth to 34%. But, the near-term triggers that we have, the good surge that we are seeing in gold prices, typically increases demand for gold as people believe that buying tomorrow will be more expensive than buying today, and hence buy today. And then you have advanced collections for Akshaya Tritiya and the upcoming wedding season as well. So all these jeweler companies are doing extremely well. In that, Kalyan Jewellers doing very well with their 4th quarter update.
All right, Mangalam, wondering whether you as well are buying some gold. But let's go across to Sonal. Sonal's here to tell us about Prestige as well as Sobha, and she's got a smile on her face. Sonal, go for it.
I generally smile, Nigel, so I think that's the reason. But yes, let's talk about the quarterly updates. Let me start with Sobha first up. Going with red here because while there was an increase in the sales value, the volumes declined both on a quarter-on-quarter and on a YOY basis. So the sales value is up 3% on a YOY basis, but the sales volumes are down 9%. Realizations are also down 2.5% on a YOY basis and 4% on a sequential basis. Overall, for FY24, the sales is up 27% and volumes are up 8.5%. For Prestige, they are on a land buying spree. Now they have bought a land parcel in Bengaluru. This is around a 21-acre land and which will be used for residential development of 4 million square feet. The cost of acquisition is 450 crore rupees and the gross development value is 4,500 crore rupees. So that stock should see some green today.
All right, thanks a lot for that and continue to keep smiling there. But let's talk about Hero MotoCorp because I don't think the management of Hero MotoCorp is smiling today, considering they have, a received a notice, an income tax department issue notice that has come through for 605 crores, which includes interest. This is for 6 assessment years. So there's a tax department notice for 6 assessment years that the company has received. It is definitely a sentiment negative for the stock. The company in their press release has said that this is unlikely to have any material impact on financials, operations or any other activities of the company. However, if you look at it, the stock in the last 6 months has done a great run. It's up almost about 50-odd%. But in the last couple of days, the stock has, been a bit muted because sales have been under pressure. So while this IT department tax notice is something that could be a sentiment overhang on the company, in general, the street will of course focus more on the fundamentals of the business, which have been slowing down a tad bit in the recent months. But there are more bank business updates that have come through. So let's find out from Abhishek. Abhishek, over to you.
Well, Sonia, to begin with Bandhan Bank, it looks like that deposit momentum has been fueled by bulk deposits which come in at a huge cost. So 43% of the deposit growth on a sequential basis has come in from bulk deposits. Deposits are up 25% YOY and about 15% sequentially. Retail deposits that's declined sharply to 69.4% when compared to 71.3% in the previous quarter. Bulk deposits, they are up 33% YOY and about 23% on a sequential basis. AUM growth is healthy at 17.8% YOY and about 10.9% on a sequential basis. Aavas Financial, strong disbursements momentum has led to AUM growth this time around. Disbursements are up 19.5% YOY and about 38.7% sequentially. AUM growth is pretty healthy at 2.1% YOY and about 7.5% sequentially. Their asset quality has also improved given the fact that gross NPA ratio has declined to 0.95% versus 1.03% in the previous quarter. ISAF SFB, perhaps one of the few lenders or the only lender to see massive deterioration in their asset quality. Deposits are up 35.5% YOY and about 5.3% sequentially. AUM growth is healthy at 21% YOY and 8.9% quarter-on-quarter. In absolute value, gross NPA is up 40% quarter-on-quarter. Net NPA is up 32.3% on a sequential basis. So gross NPA ratio, net NPA ratio, both have increased massively on a quarter-on-quarter, and it looks like they might have done extra provision this time around, and that's helped the PCR or provision coverage ratio to improve on a sequential basis. Back to you.
All right, thanks a lot for that. Here's a quick recap of our top stocks. Stocks with positive news flow. There's IndusInd Bank, Kalyan Jewellers, Prestige Estates, Aavas Financials. While stocks with negative news flow, there's Bajaj Finance, Cipla, MotoCorp, Sobha, Bandhan Bank and ISAF Small Finance Bank. But let's also get you a quick handle on what's happening in the world of commodities. Manisha Gupta is joining in for a roundup of all the action there. Manisha, morning.
Thank you for that, Sonia. Well, it's going to be a second straight week of gains for the crude oil prices. We are holding at 5-month high and we are trading above $90 a barrel. There are concerns about a broader conflict threat in Middle East that could disrupt oil supplies. That has been supportive. And then there is more Russian oil and fuel refineries cutting production. OPEC and allies meeting this week voted to maintain current band of production cuts. But the strong numbers from China economy also seem to be aiding the demand outlook. More and more brokerages and banks are now talking about a range between $90 to $95 a barrel for this current quarter. The JP Morgan report also says that for the March month, the global demand clocked a high of 101.2 million barrels per day of demand. So all factors that really seem to be supportive right now. A bit of a profit taking is though what we are working in for the metals as a sector. So whether it's copper or aluminum, gold and silver included, seem to be looking at a bit of a pause after this recent rally.
All right, Manisha, thanks very much for that. So oil is on the boil once again. Thank you for that. Of course, we'll come back to Manisha for more, but we'll take a break here. Nishal Maheshwari of Centrum Broking is going to be with us with some fundamental stock ideas and what to do now in terms of individual bets. So that's coming up in just a bit.